Hello again, guys. I have a wonderful pleasure here today. I'm sitting with Sulu 2.0, Justin Cho. How are you, mate?
Very good.
I just called you Justin, didn't I?
Well, did you?
I did.
Did you?
Let's start again. I'm an idiot. Sure.
Oh, you bastard.
John Cho. Sulu 2.0, the fresh
There you go.
face of the helm of the Enterprise. How
I
are you,
like
mate?
that, the fresh face. I like that. I'm very good, thank you.
Now, we both saw the world premiere tonight, sat in there. How were you feeling going into there?
Boy, it was so strange and wonderful. We were all tripping on how we were essentially inside of a postcard last night, and standing in front of that gorgeous building, it felt so grand. And then I just felt that, you know, the audience was so kind. The city was gave us a really nice, warm welcome, and you know, you make a movie and you think you have a good product and you're excited about it, but you know, you still have the nerves and you still wonder, is the audience gonna like it? And they seemed to enjoy themselves last night, so I was
How
very
did you
happy.
feel when the credit rolled, when everyone stood up and clapped?
I was relieved
Relieved.
and grateful, and I'm just happy that everybody had a good time. That's what it seemed like to me.
Right. Now I'm going to stroke your ego a bit. From a personal point of view, I think you're one of the most exciting actors to come along and hit
Oh,
our
thank
screens in the last decade or so. I've loved everything you've done.
Oh, thank you.
Did you freak out when you got the role of
Totally.
Sulu?
I so wanted the role, and you know, I went in, auditioned, and waited for a while before I heard. Carl Urban was saying that he heard in the room. JJ told what I wouldn't give to just have that affirmation in the room and not sweat it.
Mm-hmm.
But I sweated it, and I actually got the phone call from my agents while I was on my honeymoon, and we were in Florence, and we were out walking, about to get dinner, and got the phone call. It was a really nice evening.
That would have made for a very exciting evening.
We went and celebrated.
Now, how intimidating is it to step into that role, the established character and a wonderful actor in...
Yeah, it was. You know, in the popularity of the franchise, you know, it certainly has a danger, carries some danger with it, because it can paralyze you, because it's,
If you
the
screw it
task
up,
is
the
big,
fans are gonna
and,
be
you know,
nice,
yeah,
yeah.
and but at some point you just say, it's really on JJ, and I'm confident in his abilities, and I think the script is great, and try not to sweat it. You just feel like you're not going to be able to operate putting that kind of pressure on yourself. So just learn to put it out of my mind and try to go to work and do a decent job.
How would you describe the differences between your Sulu and the old Sulu?
Well, reading the script, I thought, oh, this is great. This gives, Sulu gets out of his chair and you know, throws his bad self around. So for me, it was just making him younger, making him active, and putting him into kind of a different circumstance than he's used to.
You had a wonderful fight scene with a very awesome sword.
Yeah.
How long did you train for that? Was that you? Was that a stunt double? Or?
That was me and a stunt double, and most of it was me, I think. I mean, we did the wire work. Chris and I were on the wires as well, and we tried to give, I really wanted to give JJ as much as humanly possible for him to cut to, so that he wouldn't have to cut to a weird angle. I just wanted to give him as many options as possible. So we worked really hard at doing that on our own, and I think I started training a couple of months before. The three of us, Zach, Chris, and I, started training a couple of months before we started filming.
What's your favorite thing about Trek in general?
You mean our movie or the franchise?
Either or both.
Well, I'll start with the franchise. I think the Roddenberry Star Trek just has something. It's almost hippie-ish, but it's a great kind of worldview. It has a very positive message. It's about, essentially, it's a group of people, different genders and different races and species, coming together on one ship for a peaceful mission. And it's a message that couldn't be more valuable, is in my opinion.
And the movie?
And our movie, I think that JJ's attention to the relationships is what I feel that gives that attention to the relationships makes all the action stuff hit harder. You know, there are families in peril, and there are worlds. You know, you see the relationship between Spock and his mother and his father, and when, well, I don't want to give the movie away, but that's the kind of stuff that makes the battles in space that give that kind of thing weight.
Mm. Now, I asked this of Carl Urban as well. The movie has a much higher energy and sort of freneticism about it than we've seen in Trek before. What kind of energy was it like on the set?
The set was a very kinetic one, and that has to do with JJ's personality and style. He's maybe the most knowledgeable filmmaker I've ever worked with. He just kind of knows everyone's department. He knows the minutia of filmmaking like no one else. So that I think allows him to make very quick, confident decisions, and that in turn leads to a set moving very fast, faster than normal and more fluidly than normal, and so it's just a quick, kinetic set. And additionally, he has multiple cameras working almost all the time, so you tend not to play one camera. You can't. It's not really about that angle. It's almost like theater, because he's covering different angles simultaneously. So it was a very vibrant, buzz-ish set. That's not a word at all.
It is now.
Ha! You're welcome. I gave you a new word.
It's a choism.
All right.
What was the most challenging thing about making the movie?
The most challenging thing about making the movie? Oh boy. For me, it was probably learning this may come as a surprise. I'm not particularly athletic. I know you might guess otherwise from my striking physique, but having to get up to speed on all the martial arts stuff and learning how to fight was certainly a new challenge for me. And the fight wasn't quite set, so we ended up going on these kind of wild goose chases, like learning this and that, thinking it might be a particular fight, and it kind of settled into what it is now. So we were changing gears every once in a while. So
were you still playing with it like as you were shooting it, or just in the lead up?
No, right before as we got really close to photography, they settled on what it was, and I had to learn that.
Okay.
And I'm happy. It's a cool scene.
It is a very cool scene. Just the reveal of the sword and then the nakedness of the fight. It was wonderful. So
yeah, it was fun to do.
It's great to see Sulu in action again. So.
Yeah, I liked it.
He doesn't get it nearly enough in the original series, I thought.
Well, it's like I said, I'm glad he got out of his chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. It's been an
Cheers,
absolute pleasure speaking to you. So.
Thank you. Oh, you bastard.
John.